Now off the streets as investigators tie their ballistics to at least 6 different shootings. Calling the gang members, who they say pulled the triggers, ruthless.
These defendants allegedly engaged in gun violence, committing 6 shootings, one of which injured a rival gang member.
Yeah, Muddy, don't do that, Muddy. Don't do that, Muddy. That's the opposition. The more people walk in the top of this, that's the job of mission. You up in the air, that's your job of kicking.
This gang would shoot at their ops in the vicinity.
Bro, what the hell is going on in 2025, bro? You got the real NYPD chief of detectives talking about ops on national TV. He just said the word ops, bro.
Of schools, MTA
What's going
buses,
on, bro?
even in close proximity to Times Square.
Yo! He said, oh.
This tan and black
Acting
gun
a dumbass
tracked
fool.
on social media and YouTube.
They tracked the gun on social media and
Investigators say
YouTube, bro.
gang members posing as aspiring rappers bragged about violence, targeting their rivals, and animal cruelty.
New York drill is
Animal
in
cruelty is
shambles
crazy.
after Ricos have literally destroyed the genre by locking up the biggest artists. Specifically in the Bronx, the rivalry between DThang and K-Flock was worth millions.
Yeah.
But instead of lavish mansions and expensive cars, both rappers ended up on Rikers Island in neighboring cells.
Yep. Instead of calling each other like, "Hey, bro, we getting money now. Let's stop beefing over this dumbass shit. Let's go. Let's do some rap dissing. Let's get some money. Let's go ahead to the mansions. We finna go to jail so we can keep it real. Y'all niggas ass slow."
Back in 2022, DThang was one of 23 gang members from River Park Towers, or commonly known as RPT, to be indicted. Charges range from conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, possession of weapons, multiple shootings, and even killing a pigeon on live. DThang will be sentenced to 3 to 5 years in New York State prison and be released in early 2024. Everyone was under the impression that Bronx Drill was back and more powerful as ever after it appeared French Montana signed DThang, gifting him not only a chain, but allegedly $1 million in cash.
That ain't nothing.
What's going on? Like, real shit. Stop with shit.
Hold on, man.
That ain't nothing, bro.
Let me get you one.
Welcome to the family, brother.
That ain't nothing, bro. They gave your ass $1 million. You done made them at least 5, and now you finna take your ass back.
My heart. Welcome back.
But things aren't always as they seem, and DThang would clarify in an interview with DJ Academics that he isn't signed.
Yep.
It would need $5 million to even consider it.
Wait, are you signed to French?
He talking about he would need $5 million to even consider. These little boys so damn slow. He said that shit like he just got millions. Like he just rich. He just goddamn Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I need at least $5 million before you even talk to me, before I even consider that shit. Y'all are tripping. What, nigga? First of all, stop being a nigga. It's not about how much you sign for. It's about the terms of the contract. But y'all don't want to hear none of that smart shit, so I'm gonna shut up.
Shout out to my son French though. Nah.
What you need right now to sign like a label, man? What Atlantic need to pay you? Or Capital? You know, Capital been tracking everybody.
It's just gonna keep going up. God, buddy. It's just gonna keep going up.
Yeah, what you want?
I need like 5 right now. That's how I feel it.
5 M's?
5 right now. Check it out right now.
Unfortunately, since his release, DThang's songs have yet to reach the level he was hitting before his incarceration.
And nigga ass, he was delusional. You should have took your little motherfucking million, invested it, flipped it. You would have had 5 by now. You sitting there bullshit.
It's almost as if the rivalry between him and K-Flock is what kept the fans wanting more music. And without that rivalry, many have seemed to lose interest.
So get this, my uncle accidentally became a millionaire because of a bird and some walnuts. Long story short, he driving home from work and a bird flies through his window and try to steal the walnuts that he was eating. Out of nowhere, a drunk driver in an 18-wheeler truck comes out of nowhere, smacks his car, totals it, and he ends up in a hospital for 42 days. Now this way it get better. He got a lawyer from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury firm, and they handled all the paperwork, all the appointments, all the additional costs, and my uncle is now a millionaire living in Florida. So if you get seriously hurt, your case can be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan does not play around with lowball offers. They're the biggest for a reason. They've won a lot, and it only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. They've won $12 million in Florida and $26 million in Philly just for crash victims. That's 30 to 40 times what the insurance offered. If you are in an accident or if you're injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. Don't overthink it. Take action to protect your rights, and Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you the compensation you deserve if you become their client. And here's the best part. It's 100% free unless you win some money. If you think you got a case, you're just a few clicks away from changing your entire life. You can start your claim now at www.forthepeople.com/Mac or by scanning the QR code on the screen from your phone's camera.
Duh. But now DThang has found himself back in handcuffs, back in court, and possibly facing even more prison time.
He ain't getting out this time.
June 29th, 2025, 22-year-old Daniel Collins, aka DThang, was booked into Miami's TGK Correctional Center on one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm.
Yep.
A crime we've seen time and time again committed by rappers,
your ass up
especially those visiting Miami. A YouTube channel by the name of Rocky would upload a video of DThang's first court appearance, and the judge would grant a $15,000 bond. With only 10% needed for release, DThang would only have to pay $1,500. So why has he remained in jail the last few days?
Is it Mr. Collins? Mr. Daniel Collins.
I don't know, Mr. I need $5 million to sign. Why you up in there for $1,500?
It looks like he was released from prison last year, and that crime also involves a firearm.
But he has probation, is what you're saying?
Right. It says parole. He may be on parole because it says 1826, and then it says parole discharge 1825. So he may have gotten off of parole in January.
The judge would go over if DThang fully completed his parole from prison, or if the state technically still had custody over him.
Right.
As parole is nothing more than doing time, just in the free world.
Right.
Looking at the Miami-Dade jail site, it would appear DThang has a fugitive warrant from out of state requiring extradition.
Damn, what he got a warrant for?
I won't go as far as taking a guess that DThang was on some form of parole, violated with this new offense.
Right.
And
so
now
he gotta
New
go back
York
to New
State
York.
is requesting he be extradited back to face punishment. If this is true, this wouldn't even be the worst punishment he faces.
Right.
Being a felon in possession of a firearm in the state of Florida carries up to 15 years in state prison.
Damn.
With a 3-year minimum mandatory sentence.
Damn.
Meaning you're doing 3 years mandatory.
Mandatory.
On top of whatever the judge adds on.
Right.
But being a felon in possession is also a 922G, the federal law that prohibits felons from possessing firearms. Pooh Shiesty would be a great example in this case. He was sentenced to over 5 years in federal prison for a gun conspiracy charge in Miami.
Right.
What this means is, depending on how strong the evidence is against
feds can pick it up.
he may face a federal indictment and the possibility of up to 10 years in federal prison. If a gun was found on him, he's pretty much done, as there isn't any room for an argument.
This is what quote unquote keeping it real, quote unquote keeping it street. This is what it gets you, folks. Instead of taking your ass home somewhere, getting you some scrimps and some steaks and some crumpets and some caviar and some oysters. You know what I'm saying? Getting you a little bit of something, a little fettuccine alfredo or something. Instead of going to get some of that or something, you want to go get you a gun, go to the studio, shoot some niggas, diss some niggas. Okay. You gonna take your ass to jail or hell. That's the only place, two places you
from
can
an
go.
illegal search. But if a gun was found near him, or even better, near multiple people but nobody claimed it, that would fall under constructive possession, and his defense would stand a much stronger chance.
Yeah.
Either way, guns in hip-hop have seemingly either killed rappers or killed their careers, as nobody prospers behind bars. It will always be cheaper to get a gun than hire security, but the risk by far is not worth the reward.
Right.
Very rarely have we seen rappers defend themselves with a gun, and ironically, that's exactly why DThang's main enemy, K-Flock, is going to prison.
Right.
He was approached by a rival who was armed, killed him in self-defense, but still found himself indicted and facing forever.
We'll just have. He didn't get clear of the murder charges, but he wasn't supposed to have a gun, so that's what they holding him on. I think that's what I heard.
How this plays out for DThang.
DThang ass tweaking.
Now I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be blunt. Like I said, bro has some fire music and hands down has the best off the radar freestyle out of any fucking body.
Okay.
I still feel like he holds that title. I haven't seen anything on Off the Radar that compares to when DThang went up there. You just felt it. You know what I mean? You could feel it. He's talking about getting out of the hood. Like, it's just everything about that freestyle was legendary. The music, mid-beef, was crazy. But the fact that K-Flock wasn't in the streets and he got out and went back to making music, it just wasn't hitting the same, and the views
wasn't hitting.
Are evidence of that. You know? I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows at this time, the full details as to what took place with the gun. We don't know if he got caught dead to rights with it. We don't know if it was in the car. We don't know if it was on the ground and there was 10 people and they snatched everybody and DThang was one of them.
Yeah,
we don't know the details.
It depends. It depends.
That's gonna be major though. But I'll say this: if he gets federally indicted,
lock his ass
he's
up.
doing time.
For sure.
And the average time for being a felon in possession of a firearm federally that they get sentenced to is about 4 to 5 years.
Okay, 4 to 5.
Career killer. He just wrapped up whatever he did, like 3. You get hit with another 5 on top of that. Career's done. The whole.
By the time he get out, let me see how old he is. By the time he get out, he'll probably be 30. It'll be over. DThang. Let's see if he got an age on his mouth. So he 22. He do 5 more years. He gonna get out when he 27, about 28 years old. It's over with, bro. You know what I'm saying? His views and already went from 4, 5, 50 million, 20 million to 600,000. Yeah, if he, it's over with if he go back.
Unchanged. All these new rappers are coming up.
Yeah,
it's a career killer. You know,
new rappers like you said.
And it's like I said, yeah, it's cheaper to buy a gun. It's cheaper to get a gun from the streets. But the thing is this, right? Investing in security is investing in yourself.
Literally, bro. Niggas be having 50,000 in jewelry. You buying the wrong shit. You know you in the streets. You know you a rapper. You got all this jewelry on. Why don't you sell the jewelry, pay for security? Now you ain't got to worry about going to jail.
Safety for one, and your security and the fact that you're not gonna get locked the fuck up.
Right.
I know a lot of people feel better having their own shit because no one's gonna do it for you like you will.
I get it.
But there's a reason Floyd Mayweather isn't walking around carrying guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, there are some situations like King Von. King Von is said to have had hired security the night he was killed. That's a terrible situation.
Right.
But, like I said, Floyd Mayweather doesn't have to carry a gun. He's got a shitload of security. And obviously that costs a bit more. The president doesn't have to carry a gun. He's got the Secret Service. So it's like, yes, it costs. But like I said,
it costs, but it's worth it though.
You're gonna make way more money in the streets without having to go to court and fighting cases.
Exactly.
Or being incarcerated and being stuck inside a fucking jail.
Yeah.
And the fact that they want to extradite him most likely to New York, he's gonna have to deal with that shit. So he's gonna go from Miami-Dade County Jail
back all the way to New York
Island before anything gets figured out. And then if the extradition shit in New York is whatever, and the feds decide to step in, now he's gonna go back to Florida and he's gonna be in the Miami Federal Detention Center until that gets figured out. The whole situation is fucked. So for the youth out there, don't do any dumb shit. Keep your record clean until you can legally carry. Florida, 21 years old. You can carry your Glock, your Extendo, whatever the fuck. All that is legal. Just don't do anything that would make it illegal. And if you're a rapper, stop blowing the money on strippers and jewelry. Blow it on security. The people that are gonna keep your career intact, your safety a priority. It is an investment, and it is an investment in you. But hey, let me know y'all thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
You heard what he said. Stop blowing money on strippers and thotties and hoes and jewelry and designer, and start blowing your money on security. I don't know. People be kind of slow. Like, how many times the same shit gonna have to happen before somebody be like, hey, let me stop. Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, if it's 100 people on a bridge and 99 of them jump off, I'm the last one, and all 99 of the people who jumped died, how stupid would I be to jump too? That don't make sense. Just, I don't